Mom bought the wrong paints for my Airfix Spitfire. At the beginning of World War II, most of the Royal Navy's fighters were outdated two-seaters, and they very much needed something new. But they couldn't build something new because the Royal Air Force had priority, and they couldn't buy the US's planes because they had enough to deal with. So the idea was had to just take Spitfires and put them on a carrier. And that's where we get this, the Seafire. And that's pretty much all the Mark I and Mark II Seafires were, a Spitfire with an arrestor hook. And they were great when they were in the air, but being a land-based fighter, their fragile landing gear and poor visibility made for some issues on deck. But this also meant they had rigid wings, so they couldn't fit on the elevators of the aircraft carriers. Until 1943, when the Seafire Mark III came around with folding wings. With this and some impromptu upgrades like salvage drop tanks and hacking a few inches off the propellers, the Seafire became a formidable carrier-based fighter. And throughout the war, they continued to evolve as their own airframe, completely separate from the Spitfire. Eventually culminating in this, the Mark 47 Seafire, a two-speed supercharged Griffin-powered counter-rotating prop beast. And by the end of the war, the Royal Navy ended up with quite the fighter aircraft. They would stay in service all the way up through the 50s till the jets started to take over. Fun fact, later in the war, the Royal Navy would get a few Corsairs and they'd serve next to the Seafires. Okay, bye.